Hey YouTube, it's been almost a year since I've updated, so I'm not really sure where to begin, but overall I don't think very much has changed. I'm still pre-T, pre-surgery, well, that's it. My parents still aren't super supportive, but I've been here at school for a whole year now, and I'm finishing up my senior year of high school. Here, everybody is starting to call me by my chosen name instead of just a gender-neutral nickname. So I'm actually finding that I find it harder to respond to my nickname now that everyone's calling me my chosen name. You know, teachers are starting to do that too, which is really good, considering that last year they sort of had an awkward time figuring out how to go about that because of my parents, because they didn't, want to get any lawsuits or anything. Not that my parents would sue, they'd just get mad at me. I got lazy and sort of stopped doing the vitamin regimen, and I want to start up on it again. I got this really great multivitamin. It's technically a women's multivitamin, but it has a lot of stuff in it that I was already taking on my last vitamin regimen. It just doesn't have the same amount of vitamin D, because vitamin D is what really optimizes testosterone production levels. So I've been trying to take that, but it smells and tastes really bad, kind of like paint, and I bet it would taste better if they hadn't colored the pills. They look like salmon colored. So I'm tempted to go back to the other one just because, even though I gagged a little bit, it didn't make me want to throw up all the time, and the pills were smaller, but there were also a lot more pills, and it was really hard on my stomach. But I think even without the vitamin regimen, I've noticed some changes, and I don't know if that's just because of mental control over, the way my body develops, but my voice has gotten deeper, you can probably tell. My face has gotten a lot thinner. I know my hair is different, so it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see my jawline better. I say a lot, I've been realizing, when I'm trying to think about what to say. If you haven't read my channel information already, I'd suggest you do, otherwise none of what I say is going to make sense. Yeah, what else? Oh, I got another binder. I can sort of show that off fairly briefly. It's from Tea Kingdom, which is a company that it's binders made by trans guys for trans guys. And obviously their sizes run a little bit small because they're small Asian trans guys instead of broad-shouldered, big American trans guys. So whereas I'm a small in Underworks, I'm a medium at Tea Kingdom. It definitely binds a lot better than Underworks binders do for me, because it's designed for trans guys and not males with gynecomastia. So this is what it looks like. Obviously it's much higher in my other Underworks one, comes down to here, and I obviously have the full-length Underworks one, which is really annoying and painful. But you can see that it has a zipper. It doesn't look so good when you aren't wearing a shirt, but it binds fairly well. I haven't washed it in a few days, and by a few days I mean I should have washed it 3 days ago, so it's a little bit loose right now, but obviously with a shirt on, looks completely normal. Only when you pull it like that does it look a little strange, but the way that it binds, it makes it look more like pecs than boobs. It doesn't just smush them, it sort of shapes them. So that's essentially my little update. I did this because I got a comment on my last video that sort of, was like, hey, you should update. You haven't updated in a long time. I can't promise that I'll be updating very soon, if at all, just because I'm trying to move away from the sort of out trans community, and so I don't think having a YouTube channel where I talk about things would be very advantageous for that. I'll probably update once in the summer or something, or later in the spring if something significant happens. Like if I start to go on T, which I highly doubt, just because I don't see my parents turning around anytime soon and being like, hey, it's okay, you can do whatever you want, and here's a prescription for testosterone. I can't see that happening. So, unless something like that happens, I'll probably see you in April. And for any trans guys that are watching this that are in similar situations to me, I have one little piece of advice. Don't freak out about anything. Don't freak out to your parents. Be mature. Be accepting of your parents' intolerance, even though that is silly. But don't be intolerant of intolerance, because then you're just a hypocrite. And you need to make sure that you're behaving very maturely about it, and maturity really will allow your parents to take you more seriously. Or if you're a trans guy and you just haven't started T yet for whatever reason, but you want to, well, good luck. Go talk to your primary care physician, because based on the new World Psychological Association and Harry Benjamin Association standards of care, or the WPATH standards of care is so much easier to say. Therapy is now suggested but optional prior to starting T. I'll post a link to the new standards of care as well. And good luck and stuff. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.